Hello and welcome to Louisville Now. It is a beautiful day and we are coming to you from Bowman Field, which is not only a functional airport, but it's also a historic aviation center as well. And this weekend, it's the home of Bowman Fest. With me now is Trevor Cravens. He is the organizer for this event and he's also with HB Productions. Trevor, I know this is old hat for you. You do a lot of these events, but this one is special.
This is something really special this year with the Aerobatic Air Show. So we've had this event 8 years now. But this year with the inclusion of two aerobatic air shows per day, so they have a box over the airfield where they close the airspace. We get the planes up and they show their stuff doing tricks and rollovers and stalls and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, I think what's interesting about Bowman Fest is, yes, you've got the backdrop, all the beautiful planes, but they are in use, folks, which makes it a great family event, not only from a let's have fun kind of perspective, but also historic perspective as well, right?
I mean, this is an icon of Louisville, obviously, and one of the oldest continually operating commercial airport in the country. So you're standing on sacred ground here. This building was built in 1936. There's a lot of history at Bowman Field, a lot of programs, a lot of military programs and other things that have come through here that were firsts, and you know, we'll learn more about that. But Bowman Fest itself just celebrates everything going on in the airfield. You know, there's going to be, this whole ramp will be covered in aircraft tomorrow. We have historic cars that'll be out here as well. There's a 5K in the morning, and we have lots of entertainment and reenactments and military vehicles. I mean, there's really something for everybody out here. If you really get out, experience the airfield, experience the environment out here at Bowman Field, be part of the aviation community for the day, and you know, just really, it's a really good time.
Trevor, I appreciate what you do, and you touched upon some of the things that will happen. But for those who have not experienced Bowman Fest, there are a lot of reasons, as you mentioned, to come here. You know, you got the 5K, you got the car show. If you like an ice cold frosty wheat soda, that's happening as well, right?
Absolutely. We've got a bar out here with Country Boy and Jim Beam, our featured sponsors. So we'll have lots of frosty beverages, and I'll certainly be enjoying one Sunday afternoon towards the end of the day.
It looks like we got lucky with the weather as well. I mean, it's a beautiful day today, and that will continue.
I think we've got sunny and 80 for the weekend. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend to be out here.
Okay, so car show, 5K. You mentioned, Beer Fest. We've also got all of these airplanes and all kinds of, I guess, displays, etc. With that being said, for folks who want to know the rundown, like what's my day going to be like, where should they go for information?
So go to bowmanfest.com to get the rundown. We're going to start Saturday morning, 9 a.m. with the 5K on the runway. The show is 10 to 5 daily, and everything that you mentioned available, but also the opportunity to actually ride in some of these planes. So we'll have like a Huey helicopter here, and you can pay, and you can actually take a ride in the helicopter, and it's so cool. They put you right in the door. You're sitting right on the side of the door, and they take off. And I mean, it looks, you know, you've seen it in the movies, right? Like, but you can come out here and experience it.
You know, I want to talk with Pat McDonald, and we will shortly, about all the history. There's a lot that has happened here at Bowman Field, but this weekend specifically, HB Productions. I want to tip my hat to you, Trevor, because what you do in town is not just Bowman Fest. You're at a lot of events. You make them happen. You're the guy. You're the guy who has the wand, right?
I don't know if it's a wand. It's a lot of hard work, and the harder we work, the better we get. We try really hard. We've 32 events a year.
Oh my
around Louisville.
You know, and I would hope, and you know, of course, with Louisville Now and being with Metro government, you know, we want a vibrant community. You're a big part of that. Do you find, Trevor, when you talk to peers and people in your business, do they say Louisville is different? There is a lot going on there.
I mean, you know, we were talking about this weekend. You know, Bowman Fest is going on, St. James Art Fair is going on, the U of L game's going on. Last weekend we had New Lou Fest and, you know, various other events. It's special because there's enough for everybody. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of events going on. I think the event organizers in the community enjoy creating experiences for people. That's why we do it. We enjoy creating experiences, memorable moments, and unique things that you just can't go and do every weekend. Bowman Fest is one time a year, and you won't experience the airport like that any other time of the year.
I'm with you. I appreciate what you do at HB Productions. I appreciate Cambium and others who make these available and, you know, make people aware that, hey, this is happening. Be here. It's going to be fun. I've been to Bowman Fest, folks. Believe me, it is worth your time. So again, if you would, I don't mean to be repetitive, but tell them times, dates, when they should be out here.
So Saturday, come out 10 a.m. The aerobatic air show is at 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. So you definitely want to catch that. That runs Saturday and Sunday at 12 p.m. and at 3 p.m. for an hour each day. That's the highlight of the show for sure. And then in between, walk around and see the planes. There's a kids area. We didn't touch on that. We'll have bounce houses and things like that for the kids. But also, just part of the special part about this is bring the kids out to see the planes, touch the planes, smell, everything that's going on. Like, it's to see the look on their face is kind of what makes it all worthwhile.
Future pilots, right?
Yeah, future pilots. This is where it gets started. They come out here and they get the itch, and then they have a discovery flight, and then they come over and do 502 flight club, and then there's a path for sure.
I love it, Trevor.
Yeah.
I really appreciate what you do.
Thanks for having me.
You and I talk a lot. We're involved in a lot of events, and I know you make it happen, and I do realize it's a lot of work. It's much appreciated.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. I love being here.
Coming up here, we're going to talk to Pat McDonald, who is also an event organizer and somewhat of a historian. If you wondered about the history of Bowman Field, we'll tell you about that. Coming up next on Louisville Now.
Hi, I'm Roseanne Maston with Louisville Tourism. Here are a few things happening around Louisville this week. It's time for the annual St. James Court Art Show, one of the top fine art and design shows in the country, featuring over 600 artists in Old Louisville, one of the oldest and most beautiful Victorian neighborhoods in the country. Always the first weekend of October and free to attend, it's taking place October 3rd through 5th this year. Also the first weekend of October is the second annual Bourbon and Belonging. This is the only LGBTQ+ inclusive bourbon week in the U.S., offering exclusive tastings, tours, panels, and drag shows. There are several events taking place across the city at various locations. Bowman Fest will also be taking place October 4th and 5th. It's held at the historic Bowman Field Airport, featuring vintage aircrafts, the IPA 5K on the runway, an aerobatic air show, and family activities. Airplane rides will be available on various planes and helicopters for an additional purchase, and the event is free for all veterans and first responders. The Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular returns as one of the fall's most popular Halloween-themed events. Walk a glowing trail of over 5,000 artist-carved pumpkins. This year's theme is Jack's Pun King Trail, a trailway of wordplay, and opens October 2nd through November 2nd. A non-scary Halloween party for kids with trick-or-treating, costume contests, and themed attractions is Boo at the Zoo. The Louisville Zoo will host the Merry, Not Scary event from September 27th through October 30th. Find out more about these events and others at gotolouisville.com. Just click on the calendar of events.
Back to Louisville Now, and once again we're coming to you from Bowman Field. The great thing about hosting this show, Louisville Now, is I get to meet up with a lot of old friends, one of them being this gentleman to my right, Pat McDonald, who is with Smoke On Aviation, but he does so much more. So Pat, first of all, let's start, because you do a lot here. Let's talk a little bit about Smoke On Aviation. I think a lot of people probably witnessed your work.
We fly around all the time, and thank you all for taking time to come out for our wonderful event. Yeah, Smoke On is a team based here in Louisville, and we all volunteer pilots. We're formation and acrobatic pilots, and we fly all around the city doing events, many of them free of charge for whoever might need something, and then we get paid every now and again to jump up there.
Yeah. Pat, there seems to be somewhat of a renaissance when it comes to aviation and flying, a fascination with. True or false? Do you find that to be true?
Well, it is, and I've been flying for over 40 years, learned as a kid out here. And it seems to be now, with the demand for pilots, there's a lot of money coming in for get kids trained, but also the FAA has somewhat relaxed some of the regulations that have lowered the barriers to people. Like the planes that we fly at Smoke On are all home built. We build them in our garages and our kitchens.
You're
and
kind
the
of
hangars.
scaring me.
Well, no, they go together. We build them all 15,000 rivets, and we go fly them around. And the FAA still oversees them, but and that allows us to do things we probably couldn't afford to do if not.
And some absolutely beautiful aircraft. You can see a few behind us in the backdrop. Okay, Let's talk a little bit about the history of Bowman Field. There's so many little, I didn't know this is the oldest functional airport
Yeah.
in North America. Is that correct?
No, not actually.
not exactly.
Close. Some of you are
Okay,
hitting this.
close.
So technically, it's the longest. It's the only, the oldest continually operating commercial airport in the country.
Okay.
And the reason that there are older airports, but during the wartime, the military kept this airport open because there was a lot of World War II training done here. They basically built this airport. And so therefore they kept the tower, the old tower right here, operating. And so we are now, we haven't stopped, you know, so that's one of them.
Very pilot friendly.
Very pilot friendly. It's a wonderful, wonderful place.
It seems like it. I want to talk a little bit about some things that have transpired or happened here historically at Bowman Field. Okay, I understand, and everyone, now this is like the epitome of cool.
Yes.
Something with James Bond happened here.
Well, so they say. So the movie Goldfinger was shot, a lot of it was shot in Fort Knox, but there are some scenes that were shot here at Bowman. And Miss Galore's plane, a lot of them were based here. In fact, we had one of the original planes at Bowman Fest a couple of years ago. But these hangars and this hangar were sited in it, the tetrahedron and the field, so they did do some shooting here. And a lot of it was done down in Fort Knox too.
You know, I know this to be true because my mother-in-law was actually a model in a James Bond scene, and if you watch it on Goldfinger, you can see a little quick 1 second glimpse.
That's her moment of time, right?
There you go, there you go. Charles Lindbergh.
Lindbergh stopped by. And you know, if it weren't for Lindbergh, when he stopped here, aviation was kind of a barnstorming, this isn't going anywhere thing. Lindbergh helped the city post a bond that the people bought the money and were able to pay for Bowman Field because they were in the rears and wasn't going to keep going. So if not for Lindbergh, we probably wouldn't have enjoyed the field we have today.
I got to tell you, Pat, and I think you'll agree if you're watching Louisville Now, you look the part. Look at this guy, man. He's a piece of steel. This is what a pilot should look like, ladies
It's
and
the
gentlemen.
filters on the camera. Yeah.
No, and how much fun is an event like Bowman Fest for you guys? Because it is real entertainment. I mean, I know there's a lot of requirements for a pilot, obviously, a lot of education, but also you're entertaining folks and introducing young people to aviation, right?
Oh, you know, and when we started this years ago, it was always my dream. As a kid, I would go inside the fences and touch and feel and play on the planes. And ever since September 11th, for good reasons, the fences got taller and the locks got stronger. And I'm like, the heck with that. Let's open it up for a couple days. It's our airport. It's the people's airport, right? And to get the kids and the families and the veterans to come in and get close to and touch and have a day on the field, we need to do 2 days so we can make it work. But we're great. We couldn't do it without the support of the community, the airport authority.
When I hear the name of your company, Smoke on Aviation, I think of all the shows you have done that do involve smoke.
Oh, yeah.
For people coming to Bowman Fest this weekend, what will they see?
Okay, so Bowman Fest, we have been able to put together 2 air shows both days, 12 to 1 and 3 to 4. We'd like to have a longer time at one space, but we're such a busy airport here, we're just going to close it for a little bit, then open it back up and close it back. But we have 5 acts in the box both days, 2 times a day, both days. We've got loud and smoky, big loud and smoky, small loud and smoky, fast flippers, formation, and then we may have a surprise for you in the box.
Ooh, I like hearing about that.
Mom's coming back.
But do you still get a thrill out of when a child comes up to you and they're in awe and they're like, oh my, you actually pilot this plane.
Yeah.
For me, there's a little bit of a responsibility. You want to pass along the education, but also it's got to be very rewarding for you to introduce them to this kind of thing.
It is. And as I was a kid, somebody took me under their wing, figuratively, and showed me the way. It's a very demanding and very exact skill, and not everybody can do it, but the ones that can and like it, we know. And if somebody wants to get in, they'll stay in and go the whole way. So it's wonderful.
So I mentioned when I opened up the segment here with you, Pat, that you're also an event organizer like Trevor.
Yeah.
You started this.
Well, yeah, I mean, so Trevor and Tisha came on back in 16 with a different thing, and it's been my dream. But in 16, I had something in family I had to take care of, so stood down. But now we've come back bigger and better. We started with 1-day event, and now we're at 2-day, so yeah.
So tell me about your favorite part of Bowman Fest, and it may or may not involve planes. I know this to you is probably something you do quite often, but with that being said, if you're talking to the audience here on Louisville Now and you say, here's what I love, make sure you don't miss it, what would you say?
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned, I've been in aviation my whole life, and what I've found is we try to put a bunch of different things together with the military vehicles, the World War I airplane, the World War II, the modern stuff, the flight schools, the helicopters. So I don't know of anything in the region that you can go to and have so much packed into a day event for a family. And we have food courts, we have the kids zone, and we don't have a petting zoo this year.
No petting zoo. We'll tell that story on another show.
We'll tell that story. But no, it's a kind of just a good afternoon family fun event to come out and experience it, and then we'll be back to normal operations Sunday night.
Pat, I appreciate what you do, and yeah, I've seen your work at a number of events, and what you do with Smoke on Aviation is really you elevate an event.
We do.
You say it's special. When you see a flyover or you see airplanes and aerobatics, man, that's an adrenaline rush for you as well.
Oh, we love it. It's scary. When we fly in formation, and Captain Dave will be here, he's our lead, but all what we're looking at is a rivet, a spinner on the nose, and a tail wheel, or a wheel. That's all we can see. When we take off, from the moment we lift off, we don't look out. So we don't know where we're going. Lead is point, and he tells us, and he'll do a trick. If somebody new wants to fly with us, we'll be flying along in formation because we're only a half wing away. He'll say, "Do you see those birds over there?" And if anybody says, "Oh yeah, I saw them," he goes, "What were you doing looking at the birds? You're out." And we get kicked out.
Whoa.
Uninvited, as we say. It's just too dangerous.
Interesting. Well, I really do appreciate what you do. Thanks for entertaining the kids and myself and folks who are watching Louisville Now.
Please come out and enjoy our airport and our event. Not ours, all of ours.
There we go. And it is this weekend. Smoke on Aviation, Pat McDonald. We'll see you, of course, at Bowman Fest. Coming up here, yes, there is a beneficiary. There is a giving component to Bowman Fest. We're going to talk to someone who will tell you all about it next on Louisville Now. Welcome back to Louisville Now. We're coming to you from Bowman Field, which is the home of Bowman Fest this weekend. It's going to be beautiful weather, lots going on, and yes, there is a component that is about giving back to the community. With me now is Ross Johnson. Ross, I almost said Boy Scouts of America, but you corrected me. You said Scouts of America. Tell us that story.
Well, Scouts of America is a new name that has come out, since the last couple of years or so. And it was that Scouts of America because it's a co-ed organization now. I mean, we have girls in troops, and we have co-ed troops, and we have individual troops. So it's pretty much of a change. It's not boys anymore. It's Scouts.
Yeah, you were telling me there are actually, we've had female Eagle Scouts already. Is that correct?
Well, our troop alone has had 5 Eagle Scouts that are young ladies that came in to the Scouts. And they're just absolutely phenomenal. So
that's good to hear. So tell me about your role and what you do for Scouts of America, Ross.
Well, I'm the scouting coordinator. I give all the credit to the leaders of the Scouts, the Scoutmasters, the committee chairs. Jeff Goodwin handles our Scout. We've got Kevin Gilmore handles our Cub Scouts. We have over 50 young Cub Scouts that are not even in Scouts yet. They're in Cub Scouts that ultimately will move into Scouts. So it's a pretty exciting time to be able to help these young individuals grow and become the type of citizen that we're looking for.
Yep. So, and some of the proceeds will benefit the Scouts of America. So if you would, talk a little bit about your involvement here at Bowman Fest. What exactly goes on here in terms of the Scouts?
Well, the Scouts are going to have the famous Bowman Burger.
Okay, I want to hear about this Bowman Burger.
Okay, and it's actually a Bowman Burger meal. I mean, you get a whole meal for $10. I mean, so you can't beat that. Okay, now I'm not going to try to tell anybody that it is the best. It is a great burger. So they have to come and enjoy that. The other is that by being able to come out here and help service, it becomes a community event for us and a community event for the Scouts. So the Scouts get an opportunity to share what they do as well. The other is that everything that they earn here goes to the Scout. It goes to them being able to go to summer camps. They can buy equipment. It all goes into their Scout account. And it all helps them to go on to national leadership training programs, national schools, national camps, Sea Cadets, all of it. So it helps them. And it's part of their programs that they have for the year for fundraising. They don't get basic donations. They have to go earn it. And they have to earn. This is one of the areas that they do it.
So it's beneficial on so many levels on the maturity of young people. Okay, you're somewhat of a historian yourself. You were telling me about the Lindbergh story. Yeah. So give me some details that maybe our folks who are watching Louisville Now do not know.
Well, I have to tell you now, Charles Lindbergh is a great guy. But let's face it, Anne Lindbergh, which is his wife, holds the record for being the first woman to land an aircraft here at Bowman Field.
Wow.
So I would look that up after we had our conversation again. And I know she landed here, but I didn't know that she was the first woman to land at Bowman Field.
Wow.
So that's pretty significant. The other is that she was his navigator in most of his major flights. And a lot of people were not aware of that. And she was very quiet in the behind the scenes. But I read a great book recently about her, and it was just something to, it's a good reason why, the young ladies that were getting into scouting can also take a trail like that.
I was going to say, it aligns perfectly with what's happening now. You say, okay, Charles Lindbergh gets a lot of credit, but his wife was right there with him, literally.
His wife, I think, was pushing him a little.
There we go. We've all experienced that in a good way.
Yes, I do. That's for sure.
And me as well.
Yeah.
Ross, thank you very much. I really appreciate what you do, not only for Scouts of America, but for the community. I really do. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome.
All right, coming up here, we're going to talk about Louisville Executive Aviation. Perhaps you're wondering exactly what is that. Yes, there are planes that are chartered out of here. It's pretty exciting stuff and something you should know. We appreciate you joining us. We shall return on Louisville Now.
This new headquarters is more than just walls and windows. It's a symbol of stability, a symbol of trust, and a symbol of our unwavering commitment to the people of Louisville and our presence in this community. This place will be, for our entire lifetime, the headquarters of Louisville Metro Police Department. The place where officers and professional staff will come every single day to work and focus on the community, to lead and set clear vision and strategy, and where the community gets to see its police department. And while we are home again, we are not done. As of today, this building will be open to the Chief Staff, Human Resources, the Public Information Office, as well as the Performance Division and a few others. But over the coming years, you will see about 60% of the police department move into this building, from investigators to downtown area patrol and many others. And we are excited for what will come over the coming few years. We renew the promise of our mission to enhance the safety and quality of life for all people by enforcing the law and preserving peace while holding ourselves to the highest ethical standards.
It's an especially important day today. We expect our police department to be the best. And if we expect our police department to be the best, we have to support the hardworking men and women of our police department with the best. And today's building is another step in that direction.
So the symbolism of flag raising means that the building is occupied and we are officially open. So it's time to get to work. Thank you all for being here.
Welcome back to Louisville Now. A big part of beautiful Bowman Field is Louisville Executive Aviation. With me now is the owner. He is Mark Geary. And Mark, before we get started, okay, it's always cool to know the jargon, right? So I've been hearing this acronym thrown around, FBO. Okay, inform me. What is FBO?
So FBO is an old military term, fixed base operator. And basically we are a fueling station, a gas station for airplanes.
Okay, so you were telling me, you said we're more the gas side of it. Explain that to me, if you would.
So we fuel all the airplanes that come into Bowman. And we're not only just a fueling station, but we're a customer service, like a concierge service as well. So say you're flying into Bowman and you're coming in on a jet. You call us, you want a rental car, we'll get you a rental car. You want a hotel room, we'll get you a hotel room. And then when you arrive at Bowman, we'll have people greeting you. Get your bags, put it in your rental car, and we'll take care of your jet for the rest of the time that you're here.
So it sounds like Louisville Executive Aviation is like a turnkey operation. If you want to come and see Louisville, or if you're from Louisville and you're traveling somewhere else, you guys will take care of any kind of component when it involves travel.
We'll take care of anything you want. In fact, we had someone call in for Derby once, and they said, hey, when we arrive, we want someone standing at the door with 4 mint juleps. So we made mint juleps. We had them ready for them, and they loved it. Customer service is our backbone.
See, I'm assuming, I don't know how much you can share with this, but you mentioned Kentucky Derby, and obviously this is a busy place, as is any airport in the region when it comes to the Kentucky Derby. I would imagine you've met your share of celebrities, Mark.
I've seen a few around, yes.
Okay, for folks who may be watching and maybe they have a buddy who charters planes, I think they may be surprised it's not as expensive as some would think. It can be done. Talk a little bit about how busy this airport is. I mean, I'm assuming there's a lot of private planes that are owned here or leased here. Talk about that a little bit, Mark.
Yeah, so we do have a charter service here, Central American Airways, probably the best charter service in the region. Now, can you do it financially? Yeah, anybody can do it financially, but also customer service and safety is the number one.
And that's where you come in.
That's right.
And I want people to remember, Louisville Executive Aviation, correct?
Louisville Executive Aviation, Central American Airways is the charter service.
Okay, now your involvement with this event, Bowman Fest. This is something you're also passionate about. Yes, there's business, but there's also giving back to the community, right?
Absolutely. Bowman is a very special place. If you've never been here, come out this weekend because it's incredible. Bring the kids. So many people have learned to fly here and they come back and they have so many good memories. I talk to people all the time that grew up on the field and left and maybe came back, and when they get on this field again, it's just, it's heartwarming.
I love hearing that.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your background, Mark. I mean, have you always had a passion for aviation? Is this something you said, okay, this could be a lucrative endeavor? What made you get into this business?
Well, I was kind of, when everything was going down during the Great Recession, I came in to save the company. At that point, Bowman was very, it was kind of slow.
As the country was, right?
Yeah. Yes, everything was slow, and I came in to try to grow it and elevate everything around us. And right now, Bowman is at the best it's ever been.
I agree. I agree. And Bowman Fest is special, but I think let's touch upon, if you would, other events that you like to get involved with.
So we have the Tailspin Ale Fest,
Sure.
Which is the first Saturday in March. And it's probably, I think it's the number 6 beer festival in the nation. So about 3,000 people there. It's incredible. It's an incredible time.
If folks who are watching Louisville Now, they want to know more about Louisville Executive Aviation and what you do, you'd mentioned it's turnkey, and I think when I travel, I want that. I want to be able to know, hey, things are going to run smoothly. You ensure that. How would they find out more information about your business?
We got a website, LouisvilleExecutive.com. You can go there, find out more about our business. There's all kinds of aviation resources out there, ForeFlight, AirNav.com. And, you know, like I said, Bowman's a special place, and I encourage everyone to come out and come to La Relais, an iconic restaurant, sit on the porch, eat some fries.
And check out some of these beautiful airplanes.
Rare airplanes.
Speaking of, before I let you go, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you. You see all of these historic planes, this Albatross,
yes,
some of these old war planes. What's your favorite form of it? Do you like the modern planes? What's your favorite?
My favorite aircraft is the Caravan. It's
and what is a Caravan?
There's actually one on our ramp right now. It's a big airplane, single engine, turboprop. And I like it because it can land anywhere. You can put floats on it. You can land in the Bahamas. You can land anywhere. So
I love it.
It's versatile.
Mark, I appreciate what you do, my man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming on. Once again, Louisville Executive Aviation, Mark Geary. And folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show today. Bowman Field, Bowman Fest this weekend. I'm telling you, I've been there. I'm coming again. You should as well. A family event. You're going to have a blast. Ice cold frosty wheat sodas, lots of aircraft, a show for everyone. Car show, 5K, it's all here at Bowman Fest. Thank you for joining us once again on Louisville Now, and we will see you next time.